And you're watching Community Roundup. The month of May observes National Stroke Awareness, highlighting signs and symptoms of stroke and its treatment, as it's the fifth leading cause of death and severe disability in the U.S., with one person dying from stroke every 4 minutes. In Texas, the Austin Speech Labs is a nonprofit that provides intensive speech and cognitive therapy along with other resources for the victims and survivors of stroke. With that, in honor of the National Stroke Awareness Month, the Austin Speech Labs hosted its 8th annual One Word at a Time fundraiser program, helping the great cause. Held at the Four Seasons Hotel, the fundraising event brought together an evening of interactions, silent auctions, dinner, and keynote addresses from prominent personalities in the field of medicine and healthcare, especially Dr. David Paydarfor, the chair for neurology at Dell Medical School at the University of Texas at Austin, who spoke on creating partnerships with medical, rehabilitation, and outpatient care facilities. The event also featured current clients and testimonials of the survivors and their triumphs. TV Asia Seema Govil spoke to key members and associated individuals on the importance of the nonprofit and its initiatives and works towards stroke patients and more.
Ready? So I'm talking to David Little. He's one of the early clients of Austin Speech Labs. So, and now a board member. So tell us your journey and how Austin Speech Labs helped you regain your speech back.
Yeah, I was 40 and I had a stroke out of the blue, and 4 days later when I came up out of the coma, I was basically drooling on the pill and that's about it. And they tried to help me in the hospital, but it was just too much. And it happened to be that Austin Speech Labs was starting up right about then, and so I came to Shilpa Shamapant and kind of talked with her and said they could help me. And 19 months later, I am, talking to you. They've helped with writing. They helped me have a place in my brain that information could stick. Because at the time, it was, I couldn't remember anything.
Based on my experience in the nonprofit world, I like simple missions and dramatic demand for the services required. And Austin Speech Labs has a very simple mission, which is to help people that have speech therapy problems connected with a stroke.
I just want to say a few words about our department because I think it very much relates to the mission that we're all here for. And really in the theme of what Shilpa asked me to speak about is what is the Dell Medical School neurology research? What is our commitment to? What are we committed to? And so, if you think about medical schools around the country, we're committed to the same things that all medical schools do. We're committed to discover causes of neurological disorders and to develop new treatments through bench work, bench laboratory research, preclinical investigation, and clinical trials.
Speech Labs. I came to the Gala was started like 2-3 years afterwards. I met one of their patients. I saw the patient couldn't speak a word, and then about 6 months later, patient was speaking full sentences. The big deal is that there is a big gap between the insurance company's coverage and what patients need. The normal thinking is that after about a year, if you cannot get the speech back, you probably cannot get the speech back. And Austin Speech Lab has proven that wrong over and over again. There have been patients who lost speech for 20 years come back and they were able to get their speech back.
I was an intern at St. David's. Shelley Adair was my supervisor, and we were working with a client who was 47-year-old. He was an engineer, just like I was before, and the fact that we had to discharge him because of limited insurance was really frustrating for me. We were looking for places to send him to, but there was only one place in Michigan at that time, and that was $150 an hour. And I knew he could not afford that because being young, he didn't have ongoing income. He lost his job. And so at that point, Shelly and I really pondered to see what we could do to get him help beyond insurance. And that's what got us started in Austin Speech Labs. And since then, Shelly and I have been working together, and Shelly is very involved with me in developing the programs. And she can give you more details about the programs of Austin Speech Labs.
We were seeing people that were having strokes at younger and younger ages. We would work with these patients, and then we would have to discharge them because the insurance would say you're out of time, you're out of money, you're not making progress fast enough. And it just was really disheartening to send these people home that had so much potential. I mean, so we decided, Shilpa Shamapant is the president and the other co-founder, and we decided that we needed to start something different. So she went and talked to some of the neurologists that we worked with at St. David's and said, we have this idea, what do you think about it? And they were like, I think it's a great idea. Go start it. And so we found St. David's donated space for us for the first year, and we created boot camps. The other thing is, when you have a stroke, insurance lets you do about 2 to 3 hours of speech therapy a week. So that's just not enough time.
From daily conversation to dramatic expression, words are the medium through which we interact, express, and live. Stroke survivors, after already having to go through a roller coaster of medical bills and doctor appointments, oftentimes can lose their ability to speak. Speech therapy, although a necessity, can take a back seat due to the sizable expenses. Austin Speech Labs, however, helps these survivors start a new life with a dedication to providing effective treatment at a little cost. With a passion to make a difference in their clients' lives, Austin Speech Labs is a model organization that everyone is looking towards with respect and excitement. This is Seema Govil with TV Asia.